Join me as I dive into the world of ancient Egypt and challenge myself to explore every inch of the River Nile in Assassin's Creed Origins. In this video, you'll embark on an exploration of the iconic River Nile as depicted in Assassin's Creed Origins, discovering its significance in both the game and ancient Egypt.
The ancient Egyptians called the dark fertile soil of the Nile the Black Lands, and the surrounding desert was referred to as the Red Lands. The dramatic difference of productive land opposed to barren desert had a deep influence on cultural ideology, mythology, and religion.
The River Nile was the lifeblood of ancient Egypt, providing sustenance and fertile land for the ancient Egyptians. However, it also posed significant challenges for them. One of the biggest challenges was the annual flood, which brought nutrient-rich silt that made the surrounding land suitable for farming, but also threatened to destroy their homes and crops.
The Nile determined much of Egyptian civilization. For example, the seasonal cycle of the Nile was so consistent that ancient Egyptians created their calendar around it. The flood season, or Akhet, was when the departing floodwaters left arable soil for crops. It was followed by the growing and harvesting seasons, known as Peret and Shemu. These regular seasons, along with abundant wildlife and rich soil, meant that Egypt's denizens were able to nourish themselves and ensure their country's strength in trade.
The Nile's unpredictable nature made it difficult for the ancient Egyptians to plan their daily lives. The Nile's flooded waters also made navigation a major issue.
The River Nile, flowing from the south to the north, neatly traversed through both Upper and Lower Egypt. All of Egypt's major cities were built along this narrow ribbon of life. Protected by mountain ranges and deserts which acted as natural barriers to enemies, and sustained by the Nile's plants and wildlife, Egyptian civilization enjoyed economic and cultural prosperity for over 4,000 years.
With the river's currents and eddies, boats often struggled to stay afloat, and the annual floods would sometimes alter the river's course, making it difficult to build permanent settlements. This led the ancient Egyptians to develop innovative solutions like papyrus boats and clever irrigation systems.
Both ancient Egyptians and ancient Greeks referred to the Nile as the river in their respective languages. Stretching a distance of over 6,700 kilometers, the Nile is one of the longest rivers in the world. It flows south to north, spanning 11 countries. The River Nile originates in the region of the Great Subequatorial Lakes, including one of the largest in the world, Lake Victoria near Tanzania.
The Nile also presented opportunities for ancient Egyptians to connect with their gods and goddesses. They believed the Nile was a symbol of the cyclical nature of life and death, and that its annual floods represented the eternal cycle of rebirth and renewal. The Nile's significance in their spiritual lives is a testament to the deep connection the ancient Egyptians had with their environment.
The river flows through African equatorial forests, swamps, volcanic lands, steppes, and deserts, splitting apart for a while and picking up various sediments from each region and carrying them all the way to Egypt. Its main artery, known as the White Nile, rejoins with the Blue Nile in Khartoum. This is where it weaves through rich deposits of silt and nutrients, carrying them along in its wake.
The Nile remained a vital source of life and sustenance for the ancient Egyptians. Its waters supported a wide variety of wildlife, from fish and birds to crocodiles and hippos.
The Nile crosses 6 cataracts from the south to the north, creating natural obstacles between the various sections of the river. The cataracts are long zones of about 100 kilometers, where the bubbling and rapidly swirling waters advance tumultuously amid enormous heaps of rocks and benches of hard stone.
The Nile's fertile soil made it possible for the ancient Egyptians to grow crops like papyrus, flax, and grains, which were essential for their daily lives.
It is after crossing Nubia and the First Cataract that the river officially returns to Egypt in Aswan. There are still 1,000 kilometers before it reaches Cairo and the Delta, bringing life to those living on its shores before it eventually empties into the Mediterranean Sea.
In Assassin's Creed Origins, the River Nile is lovingly recreated, with its rolling hills, sandy dunes, and vast expanses of water. The game's developers have done an excellent job of capturing the Nile's essence, from the way the sunlight reflects off its waters to the sounds of birds chirping and crocodiles snorting in the distance. As you explore the River Nile in the game, you'll notice the attention to detail that has gone into recreating its geography.
The delta had several major brackish coastal lakes, bodies of water separated from the sea by thin strips of land. A mix of deep to shallow waters, salt swamps, and sand plains, these lakes were refuge to a wealth of species, as well as water and land plants. The occasional bandit could also be found sheltering within the denser reeds, waiting for the unwary traveler.
From the winding canals and waterways to the bustling ports and marketplaces, the Nile is alive with activity. You'll encounter a wide variety of wildlife, including hippos, crocodiles, and exotic birds, all of which add to the game's immersive atmosphere. One of the standout features of the Nile in Assassin's Creed Origins is its impact on the gameplay and story. The river serves as a vital transportation route, allowing you to travel quickly and easily across the vast expanse of ancient Egypt. You'll also encounter various quests and side missions that take place along the Nile, from rescuing shipwrecked sailors to investigating mysterious ruins hidden deep in the river's depths. As you navigate the River Nile, you'll stumble upon hidden treasures and secrets that showcase the importance of the Nile in the game. From sunken ships to ancient artifacts, the Nile is full of surprises, and exploring it is a thrilling adventure that will keep you on the edge of your seat. Experience the thrill of navigating the River Nile, encountering wild beasts, and discovering hidden treasures that showcase the importance of the Nile in Assassin's Creed Origins. To wrap up, reflect on the vital role the River Nile played in ancient Egypt's history and how Assassin's Creed Origins brings this to life for players. If you enjoyed this exploration, make sure to check out my other videos on Assassin's Creed Origins and share your thoughts in the comments below.